Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism, here to talk to you more about the occult and the paranormal. Well, today I'm going to be doing a video that is titled, The World is Seeking You. So we are doing another tarot video, this time on the card of the world. Before I begin, I just want to remind you of a couple things, and that is that if you are interested in an attunement to a particular spirit, a connection, in order to level up your magic or improve your life, then check out my Etsy store. I'll put a link in the description. So, the spirit that I just put into the store is actually a saint. So, Saint Cyprian. So, for those of you who are followers of Saint Cyprian, then, check it out. All right. So let's begin. So the world is the 22nd card of the major arcana of the Rider-Waite deck. And here is that card, in case you are unfamiliar. This card is special because it is the very last card of the major arcana. Now, the very first card, if you remember, because we did a video on that, is the Fool. So let's kind of review what that's about. So, the Fool is marked by a 0. You saw that at the top of the card. The Fool, as the first card, represents, if you think of the major arcana as the evolution of us in our development, the Fool representing things like innocence, naivety, ignorance, lack of groundedness. You see he's looking up in the sky, thinking his thoughts in his head, not completely grounded because he's standing on a cliff and not paying attention to what's happening around him. So it's almost kind of like a blank slate. That was the first card. Now we're going to the World, which was the last card, which represents the opposite. So what does the World card symbolize? Well, it symbolizes the end of a journey. We talked about the journey through the major arcana of the 22. So it's the end of the journey. It is coming together of different things. Coming together of even opposite aspects of oneself and integrating learnings from the world. So it's about wholeness, it's about kind of completion, and not completion as in death, the end of life, but more as a working of different aspects becoming integrated. That would be the best way of describing it. So it's about integration. Now let's talk about the different parts of the card so that you can kind of see where all this is. Now, do you see in the four corners? That should look familiar. So that represents the elements. So what did we have here? We have the angel, we have the eagle, we have the lion, and we have the bull, representing the different elements. Now, you saw this before in this card, which we also did a video on. See that in the corners? It's the same being, except now they have wings in this one. And that's kind of what also I like to do, is to talk about the connection between cards. Because if you look at the Rider-Waite deck, there are links between the cards, shared symbolism. So one of the reasons why I like this deck is because it's multi-layered. It can speak on the psychological, the spiritual, the occult, and the developers of this particular deck intentionally put these sort of elements in it so that you can study it for a long time and still get something new from it each time that you study it. So what else is going on in here? So you have the woman in the center. Now if you look at her, it's kind of like she's looking away but then kind of looking towards you. So what does that mean? What that is it's one, you're looking in a way, and another looking too. It's almost like you're adopting a multi-perspective way of looking at things, and that's part of becoming whole. That's part of becoming more developed, more highly functional. You know, I think Carl Jung talked about that in his term individuation. So that is and again, this card is about looking at things from different perspectives and taking things in that maybe the fool didn't understand and didn't realize due to his lack of experience in the world. So then you have the green garland, see, in the oval shape. So that has to do with the connection to the earth. Think of Mother Earth. Also the female in there can indicate that. And you also see that different elements of contrary. You see the woman who is half naked but then half wearing a covering. So again, this is the integration of opposites. Kind of like the yin and yang. So what would this mean if you saw it in a deck? So what this would mean, for example, if you were looking at success, that might be that, so if we're doing the world card, that you need to participate in the world in order to get back from the world. Secondly, if you were dealing with, let's say, a question of love, then you would need to think about, if you were a male, that you need to understand your own inner femininity in order to get a better understanding of the world. And maybe even to understand yourself. Because we, too, are we have different parts of us within us. Even Jung said that there is, if you're a male, then you have an inner female called the anima. And if you are a female, you have an inner male, which is called the animus. If you're a female and you pull this card and it has to do with, let's say, love, it could be that you need to kind of understand femininity in order to understand the world better. No, I guess maybe better to understand yourself. So whether you're male or female, this card asks you to connect with the feminine. Okay, that is about it for the world. This is a positive card. This is like a card of, in general, kind of a card of graduation. The world encompasses, as the last card, encompasses all of the other preceding cards. So if you look at the Empress, the Hierophant, the Strength, the Tower, all these All of those different themes come together in this. So, in fact, some magicians, what they actually do is to do path workings with these. They go through a kind of a meditation, and they will take, let's say, 1 week they'll take the Fool, and they will look at the card and almost like become part of the card, and maybe, interact with different, pretend like that there are, some of the elements of the card, and to get a better understanding of it through kind of a meditation. And they might go to the next one next week. So the second week, what would that be? The Magician. Okay. And they keep doing that. And towards the end, after the 22nd week, then you would arrive, at the World, and you have a different kind of understanding of the cards and the themes that they represent. So, in case you were interested in doing that and enhancing your psychological growth, your personal growth, that is a method that you can use. Okay, well, again, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out the Etsy store. I'll put a link to Patreon if you want extra videos, private messaging, and I also offer other services such as mini readings and coaching and things like that. So I'll put a link in the description, and I will see you in a future video. Thank you.